Squirrel, 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 Squirrel Stampede with HIYA Toys.
Now available in Hyper Gold Chrome Squirrel color. On the table today at Squirrel Stampede, it's a box. A box is on the table. Actually, a very special box from HIYA Toys. That's right, Squirrel Stampede gets the honor of joining the first ever HIYA Toys Creator Lab as they have sent over some Godzilla toys for us to check out. Which is perfect timing because I've always wanted to see a HIYA Toys Godzilla on the table, so let's get these squirrels to start chewing through this box. And the first item up to be squirreled is King Ghidorah. Wow! How am I starting HIYA Toys with one of the largest King Ghidorah figures out there? Also, it's Shimo. Shimo's inside. That was on my short list. I was going to pick that up anyway. And also, G.I. Joe. How did G.I. Joe get in there? HIYA Toys does a little bit of everything, apparently. And so I was so thrilled that HIYA Toys was generous enough to send these over. I purchased myself a Godzilla 2014, as we gotta see what Godzilla is up to as well. The 2014 Godzilla has been on the back of my mind for quite some time as we've seen some other Godzillas on the table. So we have a lot to explore and learn about today. Totally curious of what HIYA Toys can do. Let's check them out.
Squirrel Stampede.
Please subscribe
Squash share.
and squirrel.
This is my very first Godzilla HIYA Toys experience with the exquisite basic Godzilla. Your 2014 San Francisco stomping Godzilla. I felt like this was a good one to start with, even though it's not in the same era as King Ghidorah. It's obviously going to cross over with Shimo pretty good.
I believe I did not meet Shimo until I was evolved.
To this day though, I still question why Godzilla doesn't smash out of his own boxes. Perfectionally packed. And with that tail pre-installed, it probably made the packaging twice as big as it needed to be. I think I see a Godzilla in there frozen in plastic. Outer layer. And then we gently wake our Godzilla up. Oh, he's grumpy! He's grumpy! Alright, I like the simplicity so far. Packaging. There we go, our 2014 Godzilla. And this one is so sharp. So minutely detailed, sharp, and crunchy. Someone you would probably want to high squirrel tail it out of town if that thing appeared near you. So I didn't know what to expect with HIYA Toys Godzilla. I did not expect this. I was anticipating something maybe in between what we see from a Playmates and then what we see from an SH Monster Arts. But I'm seeing a terrifying, high detailed, sharp figure here. This is looking good. Good lizard green muddy color too on this one. Not so much of the goofy blue, although I do like goofy blue.
Beautiful blue.
So yeah, highly sculpted, detailed plastic with this one. Extra sharp on those spines, but a little bit softer too. Look at that move. So maybe it will hold together longer with less stiff plastic breakage, maybe. It's got that crunchy feel again though. That stiff rubbery plastic crunchy feel. And I'm going to need to work on his stiff joints a little bit. They've been tightened up in the box for quite some time. With these advanced figures, you want to just kind of playfully get them going soft and not want to disturb them. Opening and closing jaws. I'm feeling like I'm getting some better control. A little bit better control with this one. Oh, I lost a head. So there is some ball joint structure. I do appreciate a larger ball joint structure like this. This usually feels safer in the long run. I feel like, okay, there's less chance for a catastrophic pull and just simply pops back in there, so looking good. Wow, the scaly damage on this side, or just the overall side of Godzilla there, is looking really sharp and crunchy. Plenty of points of movement, plenty of points of articulation. Not sure if I will be able to point them all out, but I'll give it a go. So with head to neck, I'm counting up head and then 1, 2, 3 segments of neck in there. So maybe 4 points of articulation in there along with his jaw. Hey. Arms are looking good with 1, 2, 3, 4 segments. But again, you gotta move it softly on there or you're gonna lose an arm or a hand or something. These fancier figures boast a lot of points, but sometimes those points are very limited by the plastic they're captured with. Looks good though, looks good. For legs, we've got a hip joint up top, then a couple in the knee, and then one down by the ankle. Also something you kind of want to work with and soften up over time. get them to move a little bit better. I'm getting some good movement on that upper hip right now. Really good movement. And that knee and those ankles. Then from the back down to the tail. For the back, I'm counting just one major torso hinge there. Then it's down through the tail, which I think it starts here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 19 or 20 in that segmented tail, looking good. So most people said this one was a little bit stronger, a little bit tighter than what you find with SH Monster Arts, but I'm feeling it very kind of similar, only a way better price point. And even though this is a HIYA featured film today, I'm just gonna really quick squeak in my SH Monster Arts Godzilla here. This would be a 2024 Godzilla X Kong, and wow, now that I'm placing them together, I'm certainly seeing a tighter control of the HIYA figure. There's way less open hinginess to the design of this Godzilla. Wow. So yeah, I think I just got HIYA swayed over to the other side. Obviously, each brand is going to do some really unique fun things with each monster. Like I do love the sparkle blue back spines, but for a lower price point and a little bit tighter on the joints, it's going to be a tough battle. Okay, so now that I've finally caught up with the HIYA Toys Godzilla, and I do have another HIYA Toys Godzilla on order, my favorite, the 2000s version. It looks to be featured from my favorite Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. Hopefully we'll check that one out later on in the year. But now we gotta get to that HIYA Toys box. And it's got to be all about Shimo. This one was certainly on my squirrel radar. Either way, had HIYA sent one over or not, I was kinda like, when do I pull the trigger on this one? Playmates Toys did an exceptional job, but we really wanted to see a high detailed Shimo for sure. I like the Exquisite tagline. I think that's a really fun. Exquisite Basic? How much more advanced could this possibly get? Basic? I like how the boxes here are simple yet not overcomplicated too. On the back there, got a quick couple images, plus some of the fine print. This is a 2025 figure. Alright, Godzilla, any tips for opening up this package? Well, I don't think his atomic breath is strong enough to even open tape. We'll have to work on powering that up a little bit. So here we are, never have opened a HIYA monster toy before, and now we're on our second in less than 10 minutes. Crunchy, upside down, flip around. Oh my, I had no idea it would look this good. Is it the plastic or is it Shimo's skin that's giving her this really nice shine? Or it's probably just mysterious blue and white squirrel doing her thing. Ooh, she's got spiny back spines. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. There's something fun about a good old-fashioned plastic sheeting reveal. And even though she's a little wobbly on those back legs, what a reveal. See if we can straighten her up a little bit. Ouchie, ouchie, spiky. Try and get these legs stabilized a little bit. There we go, and wow. Oh wow, what a figure. This Shimo might be one of the most impressive things I've seen on the table, detailed and paint-wise. So where do we even start with the most prettiest figure ever?
Well, you can start by looking at my beautifully painted nails.
Oh, you talk too? Pretty sure mystical blue and white squirrel had something to do with that one. So it's the nails, is it? Look at those beautiful painted nails. How often do nails get forgotten, really? Look at those beautiful blue, shiny, shimmery nails with a little bit of purple and a little bit of light in there too. And each claw finger is articulated. Look at that. Look at the movement there. For stomping on your enemy, you can do some nice nail finger squash Shimo action.
Man, business has been so slow at our hair and nail salon, Jerry.
Don't worry, Cindy. I believe foot traffic will go up.
Oh, darn.
So I agree, that is a perfect good spot to start. What else? Okay, can I capture the shimmer on this back thigh? Look at the light. It's a little bit tricky right now, but it is shiny. There is a fantastic shine to this figure. It's a little hard to pull off on camera, but there's so many colors that are bouncing off these back scales. That's the best spot to look for, and the reflection. But really, every part of this figure has got some shine to it. It is so fun to look at. We do not see that awesome shine carried over very often in figure form, and then it goes right into those dorsal spines. Is that the right term? Just the back spines. Let's call it the back spines. There is an abundance of color in here shining off these spines. Maybe baby blue to start, and then a deeper blue and purple, fuchsia, possibly magenta. Some flavorful grape slurpy icy perhaps too. And it's not just like going down the center of her back, but it's going down in like maybe 4 main sections of spine. Very, very impressive. Very, very layered. And onto the head as well. On her head is the same. And then all the way down the tail with a single line of spikes down to that really cool forked tail. So yeah, this is just a total wow figure. You don't get better than this. And she's pretty big too, almost maybe twice the scale and mass of Godzilla. Maybe just a little less, but about twice the size of a figure. We're at approximately, 15 inches in length and reaching up to about 6 inches at those spines. So we're seeing a very healthy sized figure. Look at Godzilla right next to her. He's looking a little stumpy right now. I don't think the scaling there is correct, but it certainly makes Shimo today look like the monster of the day. Of course, King Ghidorah might say something different. Articulated points, what to say. Obviously we saw the mouth jaw open, but I just see one point at the neck there. Surprised they didn't add another joint in here, but that's okay. Then we have shoulders, elbows, and then a couple ankle hinges, and then those toes. The body has a couple segments there, then onto hips, back, knees, a couple there on those ankles, along with some toes there, I believe, too. No, the back feet are actually flat, which is fine. I don't think you need as much articulation there as you would at the front. And then back onto the tail. What do we got? We'll just count the segments. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe 8 segments of tail. It kind of feels like a perfect number of articulation. Sometimes I feel like the Godzillas have a little too much, especially in the tail, whereas these 8 or 9 points in that back tail is just plenty to move around, hinging those back legs. And we've got those double torsos, which are nice, although pretty tight because of what's going on. And then the front arms here, you're going to be able to get her to swing around in some various interesting poses. Ow, she's sharp. It's really, though, more about the looks on these. I'm not a staticky statue kind of guy. I like a little bit of movement, and I think there'll be enough movement in here to do some fun things. So that is the beautiful Shimo. That's a 10 Squirrel Star figure, and it was really fun to add into our Monsterverse collections. So with the Shimo now here, we can drop in the big one, the big box special. How am I gonna fit this Titan on screen? Drum roll, please. It's Zartan. No, wait. It's King Ghidorah. I know the G.I. Joe fan base is much, much smaller than Godzilla, but I was curious on what HIYA Toys could do with the G.I. Joe license. So it's the giant, enormous King Ghidorah, and it's still an exquisite basic. What else could you call this? My gosh, if this is basic, what is deluxe? Pretty cool. I just watched this movie too the other month ago, 1991 King Ghidorah for the very first time. I'd always seen the older ones, or well, the newer stuff, but I missed this one years ago. This one is an epic fun movie to check out. It actually has the Mecha King Ghidorah monster featured as well, so gosh, you gotta see this one. It's a classic of a monster movie. How large is this box? You know that it's gotta be enormous when the box is this size. 21 inches wide by 17 high? We're talking next level here. And backup box of this basic exquisite. We've got Shimo here trying to decide which head to look at for King Ghidorah. How awkward. And so are there instructions for opening the king of all king boxes here? Maybe I should try from the base and slide up. So once again, never opening a HIYA Toys until today, and now in less than 15 minutes or so, opening my third, and not only the third, but the greatest king of all time. Think I'm gonna have to clear some shelves for this one. This is absolutely king ridiculous when you think about it. Not even sure how to dig into this one. There's more plastic packaging here than what would build up a small figure here. And so we peel back the curtain and try our best to get this one out. I think we're tied down. I think we're free now. I think we're free. Use those wings to flap out of this, kingy. And there he goes. And so, top ridiculously awesome things we've ever seen on the channel, King Ghidorah out of box. This is certainly the largest of Titans we've seen on the channel in the Monsterverse. where to even start with the beauty of this one. The metallic-like etchings in the headpieces? The beautiful feathered scalage? Or maybe it's the double pineapple tails. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? King Ghidorah does. So yeah, I'm just at wow factor right now. I need a few moments to think about this. So this figure is standing very tall at approximately 10 inches in height. I kind of feel like we could have stood a little bit taller, but the way his back tail is angling and the legs standing, I can't get him to stand up a little higher. I wish I could get him up a little more. I could probably maybe get to 10.5. It's hard to get to 11. As for wingspan, clearly going from side to side on my screen, I'm probably getting there at about 22 inches in wingspan, maybe more. And well, those tails are doing some things. We're probably stretching out to more than 22 inches in depth. So it's enormous and quite the space taker upper with those giant wings and those tails. I actually don't even know where or how I'm going to display this one. It's going to take up all the shelf space. You're going to have a super wide extra for shelf spacing this one. It is that big. Watch out up there, Optimus Prime, but you might be safe. I think it's a little bit short up there to fit. Oh my gosh, I just don't know what else to say about this one. It's simply huge. For paint, we're really just going with one nice color of gold. It's hard to say if they did some extra shading in there or if there's some plastic mixturing of some shadow. There could be some brushed gray in there to have the scales stand out, but I'm mostly seeing gold. And that's what you'd want to see. The heads are so spectacular.
Next week on the King Ghidorah show, we'll be interviewing 3 of the most popular movie stars in all Godzilla films, such as actors.
Guys, it's not a talk show. Why do the monsters on my table always start a talk show? So just amazing headpieces here. Again, I feel like it's been etched from metal. I feel like I'm seeing like this just fine precision metal etching work with these, even though it is plastic. Their eyes are particularly beautiful orange, and I'm getting so much motion out of them. There's so much to talk about and say with these guys. They are just laughing it up, They're really quite fun. Oh, and I just noticed with the central head, there is a tongue, an articulated tongue, front and center. It was hiding up in there so basic-like. Oh good, it's actually up on all 3. They must have had some peanut butter sandwiches before this started and had their tongues stuck to the roofs of their mouths. Wait, now I'm all tongue happy. Did Godzilla have a tongue? He does in there. Come on, focus. Godzilla does have a tongue. And so does Shimo. And Big Gray Squirrel holds an acorn. And the necks here seem to be loaded with plenty of points to bob them up and down. I'm counting approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 segments of neck in the center. And approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on those side necks. Plenty of points to just bob and bend and shoot and pow. I see maybe a couple points in the body here. No, just one central point. And then similar to Godzilla with hips, double knees, and maybe an ankle down there. And then swinging around to the back section. Huge real feel kind of rubbery panel wings on these. Gonna be a little stiff and hard to move. They're so heavy, they're gonna flop forward, it feels like. Hard to pull them back. Maybe if I give these a solid pull. Ah, there we go. Now we're clicking hinging. So you can hinge those wings back, and they're holding. As heavy as they are, they're holding. I didn't think that would happen. I'm going to leave them forward, I think, or halfway. And so for tail articulation, again, I wish this part back here would hook up a little more so that you could stand him taller. But with that being said, what do we have for points here? So there's a point kind of in here. It looks like his underpants. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 segments of tail up to that 15th pineapple. Pretty much visually stunning from any angle. I'm going to have to look back at what King Ghidorah looked like in the current MonsterVerse versus what he is appearing now in 1991 then. I feel like this guy is so well done, you could probably cross over to different franchises and use this for your current King Ghidorah, because that one moved around so much on screen. I feel like we're getting just enough detail to be a whatever King Ghidorah from any era. It is just fantastic. And so there is my first dive into HIYA Godzilla. What do I think? Overall, grand. 5-star, 10-star Squirrel, grand. These are amazing. I think fourth most, it's the price point. These are usually typically half of what you would expect them to be, so that's pretty good, although tariffs will probably throw that off a little bit. Articulation is tighter than I expected, but I feel like they're sturdier than I expected, so that is a good thing too. Paint-wise, superior. I've never seen something shine so much or gold so well or just capture so well. So I'm certainly on board for keeping HIYA on my future radar, as these are really incredible. Well, I am certainly on board with HIYA Toys Godzilla and G.I. Joe too. We'll try to figure out when I could get those into, because those are looking very, very extraordinary. So if you like today's video, please give us a squirrel comment your favorite, most interesting HIYA Toys figure you've seen out there. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, YouTube recommends a few of these videos. That's what I have to say about that.